Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and part 2 on the Audi A1. I'm so sorry in the comment section, we left it on a bit of a bombshell last time, but we have so much on and so many other projects to move along with as and when the bits come in that we have to chop and change between one to the other. So Chris again rebuilt that Motronics unit. Matronics, I know someone's going to correct me, but even reading it I'll probably still say it the same. He's got to finish putting that together, and the refills process of the gearbox, he's done quite a lot of research on that. So that actual unit itself has 1 litre of oil, 0.7 litres of oil, and this unit, the actual gearbox, has 1.7 or 2 litres of oil. And Chris has done a bit of research on how to fill that, and he actually watched an Australian guy on YouTube who showed that you can fill it up through this breather here. And Chris was just doing the accent, saying, he said, buy me a couple of beers, mate, if this helps you out. So we got to do that as well. Unfortunately, as mentioned in part 1, there is a broken bolt in this gearbox. So that's why Chris has got this jacked up first thing this morning. Got a few bits out of the way, and he is going to tackle that broken bolt as well. So we'll crack straight on with it and hopefully get this one wrapped up in this video. So I've just popped outside, actually, not out, and as you can see, what have you got in your hand there, Chris?
8mm tap.
8mm tap. We might have to ask you to speak up, but we'll wait till you got that out.
I'm nearly there. I'm just cleaning it out, that's all. It's all done, mate.
All done?
Yeah.
Right, Chris is going to hopefully explain what he has just done now.
I don't know, have you shown this bit?
No.
Prior.
No, yeah, I guess it is the camera. I'm not going to where I'm looking.
So, I've got all the hands right. That's all right. So, this bolt here was snapped off previously, and someone had attempted to drill it out.
Right.
And unfortunately, they'd gone off centre.
Oh.
So, what I ended up doing was plugging the hole first with some chemical metal.
Yeah.
And letting that go off.
Okay.
And then I could accurately pilot hole it. I've got with that one. I run a pilot hole down the middle of it.
Yeah.
And then opened it up to 6.5mm. And the idea of the chemical metal really was just so it didn't run off again.
Right, okay.
I had something solid to drill.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I'm well pleased, to be honest, because I don't know if you can see that bit, Rob.
Oh, I can, yeah. The end of the bolt.
Is it? Yeah, hold that up. Yeah.
You might have to zoom.
There's
no,
the
you
new
won't
bolt. And that is
the end of it.
the end that came out.
So you've got everything
So
out of it.
Yeah, I've got right down the middle of it. I've tapped it out.
Show
I'm gonna
me.
look. I mean, that bit of chemical metal, I mean, it's not really doing anything now. It's just plugging the hole, but it has got a bit of extra thread in it. But that's threaded. I mean, you can screw that one in. What,
Yeah,
if you want,
long,
or do you want
long
to film
way.
it while
I think I'll get a gist of what you're saying. That goes in there a long, long way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's got plenty on it.
It's got a lot on it.
Yeah.
So,
Chris, we show that because we've never actually featured this on the channel.
right.
Just one of Chris, but it's Makita, sorry.
Yeah.
It's
angle drill.
angle drill, which comes in handy for jobs like this.
We'd have had to do a lot more stripping off to get a drill in there.
And this, some people have probably never seen, is actually a tap.
Yeah.
So that's basically this cuts the thread, doesn't it, as it goes in?
Yeah, that'll run that one in first.
Sorry, it's very awkward because you can probably see I'm leaning down under the car here.
That one went in first.
Yeah.
You can see that's tapered here.
What is that, Chris? What mil?
They're right, both 8mm.
Oh, both 8mm,
yeah, but
okay.
that's got a taper to cut, and then that's a plug. So
Right.
You put that in after.
Oh, well done, mate. So have you screwed that cylinder onto that?
I haven't done any of that.
So you're going to move on to that,
Yeah,
and then
concentrated on this, to be honest.
right.
Because I thought if we didn't get anywhere with this,
Yeah,
that's kind of
definitely.
futile.
But I'm going to just cut in when you ask me to, because I know some of it is quite fiddly and you want to crack on with it.
And that was the...
Yeah, I explained that this morning, yeah.
You? Right, okay.
The Australian man.
The
What
Australian
did he say at
YouTuber.
the end of
Buy
it?
us a beer, mate, if it helps you.
Right,
So-
let's carry on. Right, Chris has got that bolted back in there all the way home.
Yep.
And he noticed the difference in the casing now.
That's right.
So this is aftermarket. This obviously this up-rated piece.
Yeah.
And I did say to the guy what was better about it, and he said it's up-rated. And now clearly you can see
Yeah, this has failed.
that there
The thickness of that
is quite thin.
on there, it's a lot.
That's twice as thick, isn't it? So that's obviously the failing point, and they've rectified that. And to be fair, there was plenty of room in there to go even bigger if they needed to.
Yeah.
But I suppose they don't want to block that oil way.
No.
We'll let you carry on, and you're going to start now with the gasket and the cap. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely a good upgrade. So although Chris did say he has cleaned this out several times with the airline, he's got in there with some cleaner, he has actually just poured a flush through it, and you can see it all coming out now. We just want to ensure that any loose debris that is actually inside here is completely removed before we go ahead and fit the actual unit itself. So really getting along quite well with it.
I've had to put that in there
To hold the...
Yeah, to push
Clutch.
the clutch back a bit, because it
That is
won't
actually a manual box, isn't it?
Yeah, I've just had a dry run with it, and you can't get it in with they're in the way. So
Right.
I've pushed them over with a bigger screwdriver, and hopefully in a minute, where that is, it's enough room.
But just spinning this round, guys, I'm sorry, I know this is so up close and personal, but there's no way of us getting out of it. But you can see, what would you call these, Chris? Like little dowels?
Actuators.
Yeah, but they're the dowels on the end, aren't they? And you can see they've actually got a slot into these little grooves, but because people have moved bits around, it's just a case of trial and error. But like Chris said, he's just had a bit of a dry run. He thinks he's got it ready, so once that has completely emptied out, we can go ahead and get that back on there, mate, right?
Well, fingers crossed.
Let's hope so. So after a lot of frustration and very, very difficult with the clutch forks in the way there, let's try and show underneath. We've got these clutch forks here, there's two of them, and they had to be moved out the way in order to get the unit back on. So quite testing, quite difficult, but eventually managed to get it back on. But now we have moved to the frustrating period of trying to refill this, and
I reckon that might work.
yeah, that might work a little bit better. This, we filled the tube up and it probably took 5 minutes just for a tube full, and this is exactly 1 litre, and they actually said if you spill a bit of it, you've got to start again, because it's got to have that full 1 litre in there for it to perform the way it should. So we're just going to keep carrying on with bits like this until we trial and error until we get there with it, because we've come this far. Right, let's carry on. Guys, that was so difficult to do, but as usual, Chris come up with a little compromise. So here's the breather, sorry. So let me just pull that cap back off.
I had to get it off with a screwdriver.
Anyway, the breather's in there. It's got a tiniest little hole in the middle. So we put a piece of tube on it with a funnel, and then poured the fluid in very, very slowly, got it halfway up the funnel, and then Chris took apart a can of WD-40, got me a straw, and I was having to put it in the... How long do you think that took to get that litre of oil in there?
Well, it was quicker doing it that way than not, because it weren't going anywhere, was it?
No, but
so
I mean, that took...
That just let the air out of the mechatronic unit and the oil in, basically, didn't it? Because it was like air locking.
It took half hour to get it in there.
It still took a long time, didn't it?
It did. Then we moved on to the actual gearbox refill, which is, let's zoom in, that one there, I think I showed it earlier. The cap's back on now, and it's 1.7 litres exactly. But we actually got lucky with that one, because we put 1.7 litres in the pump up bottle and pumped it straight in.
Yeah.
So before we move on and actually put all of the air box back on, and there's a couple of little brackets down the front, I think you're going to run it up and just check the gears with the handbrake on. We have never heard this run. They said the engine run perfect, but we've never heard it run. That's so fingers crossed. I'll clear that off in a minute, mate. And I only spilt one little tiny drop, and that was what popped back out the funnel, wasn't it?
Tiny bit, isn't it? So we go for a couple of ignitions on.
Yeah, a couple of primes, prime the gearbox up.
No, the pump's got to run, isn't it?
Oh yes, little pump inside the unit.
Yeah, so that's got to build up the pressure first, hasn't it?
Yep. You can hear it buzzing. Yeah, one sec. It's gone off. It didn't buzz a second time. I'll tell you what to do though. Put your foot on the brake and just go through the gears just to make sure that they're... Yeah, the linkage at the back's moving and you can hear these actuators doing something. Yeah, so put it in park and fire it up, mate. She was on the button.
Over half a tank of fuel.
Oh, you have to speak up.
Over half a tank of fuel.
Half a tank. We like half a tank of fuel, don't we? Sounds very, very quiet, Chris. You going to try it?
Yeah.
Just see if you can feel it pull.
Go reverse first.
It's moving. Try drive. That's a good sign. A very good sign. We'll check for leaks and probably...
I'll hold my foot on the brake, leave
Yeah.
it running, just so then it's under full pressure.
Yeah. I'm trusting Chris here. Yeah, not a drop. Nothing at all. I guess. Let's
There
get...
is a couple of brackets, isn't there, that you've already mentioned.
I just said we haven't bolted them on.
They don't do it other than they just hold the wiring in place, don't they? So
Yeah.
should be all right to try it up the roadway, I think.
Do you want me to shut the bonnet and then I'll stay...
I think so. We don't want to bolt all them on and then find...
Let's do...
because we really need this to go up through all the gears, don't
I'm
we?
going to move in here because people won't hear. Go on, mate.
Those actuators inside that mechatronic unit, we
Yeah.
need them. There's 4 of them, so there's a sequence to get up through the gears, isn't there?
Yeah.
1 to 7. We really need all of those. We need to go all the way up to 7 and all the way back down.
I don't think we get to 7 in
Well-
the yard. Let's try
Well, we're going to have to. We'll see how we get on and see if it goes. You know,
all the way through them. If it don't, we'll button it up and
won't
road
go
test
quick
it.
enough, will we?
I don't think so.
Well, we get up and does it display what gear you're in?
No.
Not at the moment. Let's get it out. Let's get the bonnet down.
And then we get it out there. Chris is showing me the gears there with his fingers. Look, 3, 4. Oh, that's good news, guys, isn't it? Really, really good news. Let him turn around. Four gears.
So that's a good sign.
That is a good sign. Should we take it in, get it buttoned up, and get this out on the road?
Just think
Take it and leave them dangling. Let's chuck it. At least chuck the airbox on, shall we?
yes, yeah.
Definitely, because that's off. Manual, and as you drive up the yard, you have to give it a little bit of welly. Move some of your stones about. Just make sure that works. Yeah, I heard that change. Right, let's get the airbox on it and get it out on the road. We just headed to where we are very, very slowly, and we didn't get out of 4th gear. And I thought, let's all do it together. But I'm confident, mate, in what you've done.
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah. 1, 2. Just blips. 3, 4. 5.
So far, so good.
6. 7.
There we are.
Yeah, lovely.
Now, if we can see that on there, probably not.
absolutely no wibbly wobbly. Chris, a lot of people commented on that when you said it.
Did they?
But what a lovely little car, and what a nice fix, you know. It was, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a lot of work. That was a lot of work for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's
Like taking all that apart.
good 2 days, wasn't it?
And to be honest, normally I'll see you take things apart all the time, and I'll see you put things back together. But to see you with a piece of cardboard writing down and putting all the bolts in just shows you how much there was. There was a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, you don't want to get anything wrong, do you?
No.
Because it's a lot of work to remove it and redo it.
It is a lot of work, but no complaints with this one, mate.
No.
Let's give it another little run back down. Do you think with a bit more acceleration or not?
Well, I think we go back and check for leaks
Yeah.
before we do anything, really. Now that's the first time it's gone up and down the box, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
it's back into third. We have got the aircon on, guys. It might be a bit noisy, but it's so warm out there today. 5, 6, 7.
that's good.
There ain't nothing wrong with that, mate. That
That's
is
good.
back perfect.
Don't even feel it change, do you?
No, you don't. The robots are working faster than a human.
That's
They're
right.
dipping the clutch and changing gear
Yeah.
like that, you know, well, quicker than that. But yeah, let's head back, mate, and check for leaks and
Button it up.
We'll button them 2 little things up when we go
Yeah,
underneath.
yeah.
Let's do it.
Job's a good one.
You'll see I just took it down for a little quick valet there, just to blow the dust off of it, get all the wheels all cleaned up, and it really has come up nice. It wants running over really with a clay bar, and if my brother decides he's having this for his wife, I will clay bar it and give it a nice hand polish. But I got them to do the inside as well, not that it wasn't already nice in there, but it just freshened it all up. And again, drives faultless. Pretty impressed with Chris tackling that for the first time and absolutely getting it bang on. Apart from a couple of very minor stone chips, I would say it's a really, really nice example. And even though it's a 61, it's a late 2012 car. What an absolute cracker. That's 3 gearboxes so far. We've bought 3 vehicles with 40 gearboxes, and we've had 3 good successes with all of those gearboxes. I've got to take my hat off to Chris. He's not here at the moment, but I said to him, should we send this to a specialist? He's like, let me have a quick look. He had a little look through that night when I was finishing down another video back in part 1, and he was like, no, I think I can have a go at this. I'll do a bit of research, and there you go. He's done it. The car drives faultlessly. I know that quite a few people did show an interest in part 1 in that car, but what I'm actually going to do, the headlight has actually gone on our Claire's Passat, the white Passat. A bit of water's got in there and it's blown all the ballasts, and she's got quite a few trips out that are going to be in the evenings. So I'm actually going to let her do the 200 miles in that car, and then after she's done 200 miles in it and I'm completely happy, there is a good chance my brother may want that for his wife. He's been asking me for a little automatic for God knows how long, waiting for something quite nice to come up. And I did mention that car to him, and he was like, I really like the sound of that. Can I have a look at it when it's done? So there's a good chance that that one probably won't go up for sale. But it has been cracking. Only 2 videos on that, and it arrived on the back of YC Auto's truck as a non-driver. So we couldn't be happier with it. If you did enjoy it, as usual, please do hit that thumbs up. Drop a comment in the comment section down below. Like, subscribe and share. Follow us on Instagram for the little sneak peeks throughout the day at Selbridge Rebuilds. And we'll see you very, very soon in the next one.